And I found the perfect answer. I found actually a substance that is used all over the world to end things very quickly, literally within 2 to 3 minutes. In fact, this substance was sold as a sleep aid in America in the 1950s, and maybe earlier too, but I know it was in the 50s. But it's a deadly, deadly substance. And in fact, the actress Marilyn Monroe took an overdose of this particular sleep aid. And I was living in this halfway house, which I just felt so disconnected from everything in this life, everything in this world. And every person, I felt completely alone and tormented with anxiety. You know, they say the shock of losing a spouse or the death of a spouse is made worse if it's a sudden death or if the spouse deserts you without warning. So I really felt sick. I felt physically ill. And doctors say that certain chemicals are released through trauma, and it does begin to affect and to trigger you into experiencing tremendous despair and deep depression. A lot of people can't relate to that. They can't understand how someone could be so down. Why would you want to end it all? But there's a physiological piece to it, okay? It's like telling someone with an actual literal broken leg, something that can be observed, hey, come on, why don't you get up and run the track with me? And you don't understand that it's not just about their emotions or their will, it's physical as well. So having said that, I began to want to get out of the unrelenting pain, and I wasn't able to see any hope, and so I began to think of a plan. So the first plan that came to me, I wanted to make sure that no one found me because I didn't want to traumatize somebody. It must be terrible to find someone that's, ended it. So I thought, okay, here's something. Here's a problem-solving approach. I'll take a plane up to Iceland, Reykjavik, Iceland, and then I will go and see one of the many lava-spewing volcanoes. People get up fairly close to it. And I thought, I could get up real close to that big lava pool and then just run, and dive right in. And be burned up in a short period of time, and of course the body wouldn't be found. No one's going to go in and try to fish it out. So I thought that was a good plan. So I started making plans, looking at the flight schedule. And I guess someone at the halfway house, well, you're kind of living on top of people, so you don't have any privacy, but maybe they saw me writing in my journal. Maybe I left my journal, but someone got wind of it and told the staff, and they asked me to come in and see the psychiatrist, the psychologist that was on staff there. And I said, can you please give me something, for my pain? This is unrelenting. I'm just jumping out of my skin. And the doctor said, you know what? There ain't no pill for what you got. You should be upset. You've lost your home. You're unemployed. You've lost your wife. Your kids won't talk to you. You've lost everything. Your life is in shambles. There ain't no pill for that. He said, I can give you a non-addictive sleep aid, which I said, great, give it to me. But I knew that just a sleep aid was not going to be enough to fix my problem. And so I began to think through my plans. And I thought, maybe at the last minute, I would get scared of the heat coming from the volcano. So I thought, well, there's got to be an easier, maybe less painful way. And I did more research. It took me a couple days, and I found the perfect answer. I found actually a substance that is used all over the world to end things very quickly, literally within 2 to 3 minutes. In fact, this substance was sold as a sleep aid in America in the 1950s, and maybe earlier too, but I know it was in the 50s. But it's a deadly, deadly substance. And in fact, the actress Marilyn Monroe took an overdose of this particular sleep aid, and it's called It's completely illegal in America now. You can't get it in America. So I researched, well, where can you get it? It's fast acting, 2 to 3 minutes, and it's all over. I saw you could kind of order it through a drop ship placement, kind of shaky, sketchy or whatever, from China, communist China. And I thought, hey, I'm not going to pay money, and wound up getting talcum powder. So I kept up the research, and I found you can get the real deal in a pharmacy in Mexico. And it's used there legally if you need to put your animal down. So I thought, oh, that's perfect. That is great. That's the plan. I will go to Mexico, go into the pharmacy. I'll purchase some for my quote-unquote sick dog. And then I'll walk out into the desert, or I'll go down to the beach at night, take it. I'm done. I'm in another country. So, I'll make sure I don't have any identification on me. And certainly no one is going to actually find me. Although then I thought, well, what if I wash up and, some little kid. So I thought maybe going out in the desert would be the perfect way. So it was the pharmacy in Mexico, walk out in the desert. That's the way to do it. So I had the plan. But all these plans had the same ultimate problem for me. You see, they would have been really easy to do if I had believed that at the point of death that I would just be asleep, unconscious, just not existing, just fast asleep, blackout, forever and ever. But I have some reason to believe that our consciousness, some call it the soul, spirit, it survives physical bodily death. I just thought, wouldn't that be awful? I suddenly feel better, and I come out of my body and I'm like, oh, I feel better, but I think I just killed myself. Was that the best thing to do? So I was really torn. I got to get this pain to end. And then I thought, I won't kill myself today. I'll just take it one day at a time. And if by the time I'm 70, I'm still in this emotional, mental state, then I'll kill myself. Then I'll kill myself when I turn 70. So that's how I enabled myself to just survive through the worst 2 years of my life.